How many of you believe that it belongs to you this morning? Can you say that from a hard place? Even if it feels like nothing is going your way, if nothing that you really want is happening in your life, can you just say out of your mouth that it belongs to you? I put my headphones on right. Can you just say this morning, can you confess it that it belongs to you? The Bible says that we can call those things that be not as though they were. It belongs to you. Even when you don't see it, even when you don't believe it, even when you can't feel it, if you can see it, that's not faith. Love is yours. Joy is yours. Healing, peace, prosperity, everything. It's already yours. Last week, Sean Strickland, my amazing guest, said that we need to think about what we think about. And for so many of us, we aren't living our best life because we believe the lies that have been told to us about ourselves, or we believe the lies that we told ourselves about ourselves. So can you shift that mindset this week? Let's call this Mindset Mondays, where we believe that everything, it's ours. Everything God has for us is ours. It's already ours. It's already ours. That just look how that puts a smile. Like just think about that. Like it's mine. 20 seconds, y'all. Back on. Y'all might hear me repeat myself for the radio. Somebody's phone was sitting here. That was Lisa and Juan Winans featuring Marvin Winans with It Belongs to Me. That song always just inspires me and excites me because think about if we, it's Monday. I like to call it Mindset Monday. Last week, my amazing guest, Pastor Sean Strickland, encouraged us to think about what we think about. And that for most of us, we are not living out the best life that God intended for us because we believe some lie that has been told to us about ourselves, or we believe some lie that we've told ourselves about ourselves. And in order to move past that, you have to change your thoughts. You have to actually take those thoughts and say, that's not what I want. It is a scientific statistical proof that we are feeding our thoughts, or our thoughts are having more negative thoughts per minute than positive ones. And so then our brain is conditioned to believe whatever we feed it. And so let's say you believe that a particular coworker or someone at church or someone in your family, doesn't like you, or they're spreading dishonest things about you, whether it's true or not true. If you believe that and you have told yourself that, or you have had that thought, then your brain is going to be looking for ways to validate that thought that you have. And it may not even be a true thought. A lot of times what we worry about, what we have anxiety about, what we think other people think about us, it may not even be true. We may think someone is mistreating us. They may be, I tell my kids this all the time. I say, they'll tell me about a situation where maybe someone reacts to them a particular kind of way, have done something, especially my adult children. And I'll say, that doesn't sound like that has anything to do with you. A lot of the reactions that we get from people, that they have other things going on that's bigger in life than you. And so the interaction with you may not have felt good, and it may have felt that it was geared specifically towards you. Good morning, social media family, those of you who are tuned in on social media, and good morning to those tuned in on the radio, absolutely, at WGLB radio.com, AM 1560 and FM 96.1, or on the TuneIn app. And so a lot of times the reaction we get from people, the vibes we get off of people, good morning, they have nothing to do with us. Nothing to do with us. People have their own internal struggles. They have their own internal traumas. They have their own internal stress. They have things they may not even be noticing it. People have been traumatized. They have gone through things that cause them to react to ways differently. And the problem that most of us run into is we expect to get what we give. We're like, well, I wouldn't treat someone like this, where I wouldn't act like this, where I would support someone that way. Well, you know what? Don't go grow weary in your well-doing. Like, you keep doing what you're supposed to do, and you will reap what you sow, but it just may not be from that particular person, like I said earlier, that you expected it to reap it from. But it doesn't mean that, if long as you, here's the thing about seeds, they always grow. So keep planting seeds of positivity, keep planting seeds of gratitude, keep planting seeds of blessings, keep planting seeds of being willing to help other people, keep planting seeds of kindness, and I promise that those things will come back to you. You know, my guest who's going to join me at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, Barbara Brigance, she's joining me all the way from Houston, Texas. She's always talking to me about the fact that I live on the divine economy. And we'll talk a little bit about that. And and she says, just you keep putting good out into the world, then good is going to come back to you. And it's so powerful for me as an entrepreneur to have people in my corner to reassure me in that way. And we all need those people in our corners. And if you don't have anyone in your corner like that yet, and I say yet because a lot of times we don't have people like that in our corner because we have gotten so used to pain, and we've gotten so used to being around toxic people and negative people, that when good people show up and try to pour into us or connect with us, it feels foreign and we almost push it away. Like, what you trying to do? What you up to? We get real suspicious and paranoid because it's like we're used to people showing up toxic and we're used to people showing up negative. But when someone shows up with positivity and they show up to be a blessing in your life, and they show up to actually be, a divine connection for you, we can't let our hurt overtake us. We can't let our emotions and our feelings and our lack of trust because of how someone else treated us or because of how the world has treated us stop us from connecting with those that God intended to be a blessing and to walk with us. Now, this doesn't mean you don't use a sense of discernment. This doesn't mean that you just jump in all in with every single person. There's levels to this. There's levels of access. Even Jesus had levels of access to him. Pastor Melvin Henderson was my guest, and gosh, it's been a couple months now. And she talked about how Jesus had multiple levels of people following him. He had the crowd. And so those were the individuals that would gather when he would get into a specific space, and they would, listen to him minister. Then he had the followers. Those are the people that would go place to place with him, and they would follow him because they wanted more and more of his teaching. And then he had the disciples. Now, of course, we know that they walked the closest with him. They were with him every day. They got one-on-one teaching with him. And he even knew that one of them would betray him. And then even within that 12, there were only 3 that got to see the transfiguration. There's only 3 that got to see him in his full power. And so if Jesus knew that there needed to be levels of access to him, and he is our greatest example of how we're to live our lives, then why are you giving every single person the same amount of access to you? And so if you don't take anything else from today, but I know you will because my guest hasn't even come on yet, then please remember that. And it is okay. People will try to make you feel guilty. Why can't I be your best friend? Why can't we be together every day? Why can't, you know what? I need time with myself. I need time with God. I need time with these kids. I need time to work on this business. I need time to work on the impact that I was born into the earth to leave. And you know what? The word selfish gets a bad rap to me. And of course there are some negative connotations, and there's some people that are just selfish in a bad way. But there's also a piece that in order to care for self, in order to take time for self-care, self-love, to take that time away that you need to really connect with God and to really connect with the Holy Spirit, and to really connect to your intuition and your inner knowing, and to really strategize and understand the strategy that God has laid before you. I heard Sarah Jakes Robert preach a powerful message recently about you can still be effective despite not having the full structure. So many of us are waiting for things to be completely in order and for them to look exactly how they're supposed to look before we launch out into helping people, thinking that we can't be effective until every T is crossed and every I is dotted. And that is not true. God made, he made rocks cry out. And so don't think that you can't be effective because the structure is not in place how you visualized it. But however, if you take the time that I'm talking about to sit quietly and to think about what you think about, and to think about what God's plans are for you, and to pray about it, and to listen, and to meditate on God's word, and to meditate and to breathe, then I will tell you, you can have a divine download of the strategy that he has for you to walk out the purpose that he placed you into this earth to fulfill. And I think that that happens for so many of us. You think about it. I say this all the time when I teach classes. I've probably said it on this station before. I am streaming to you guys on my iPad for Instagram, on my iPhone for social media, Facebook and YouTube. And everything that was needed in the earth to create these devices have been in the earth since God created the earth. Yet it took a divine download to a Steve Jobs, to a Wozniak, to all of the individuals in Silicon Valley. Those are the two that started Apple. In order to put all of these different things together to create what we now use, or what I'm now using, to interact with people from anywhere in the world. Anyone in the world can be tuned in right now to this show and listening in. And I mean, I know some of you are here from all over the country, and I'm thankful. You can call in at 414-578-1560. Again, 414-578-1560. I want to pray with you. I want to pray for you. I want to hear about your praise reports. I want to hear about, a lot of kids went on prom this weekend. You got graduations coming up. I know how exciting that is. So if you want to give your class of 2021 graduate a shout out, this is actually the last week that WGLB is accepting scholarships for the WGLB, the 5th annual WGLB scholarship. And so if you would like to, if you know a senior or have a senior and you would like for them to be thought of in the scholarship determination, then please email wglbscholarship@yahoo.com to get the scholarship packet. I also want to buy somebody lunch today. I have a Chick-fil-A gift card here. And so I'm going to give it to the next caller, 414-578-1560. We're not going to make it complicated today. It's the last Monday in April. Next caller that calls in, you do need to be in Milwaukee, and you cannot have one in the last 30 days. From WGLB, lunch is on us. Who do we have? You are live.
Oh, it just turned me off. You said we got to be in Milwaukee only.
Where are you?
On the outskirts, Menominee Falls, but I'm right close to Milwaukee, like 30 seconds.
Oh, well, then you can drive right on over here to 78th and Burleigh and grab your gift card.
That's what's up. That's what's up. DeAndrea's on the line.
Hi, DeAndrea. Well, come on and get your gift card. All right, it's yours. Lunch on us.
Yes. Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for calling in. Thanks for listening. Have a good day. God bless you.
Take care.
Bye.
God bless you too.
All right, so DeAndrea just won lunch on WGLB. We are blessed to be a blessing around here. She said she was, I thought she was about to tell us she was in Alaska. She's talking about I'm in Menominee Falls. Girl, you not nowhere. You across the street. That's what my grandmother would have said. You across the street. I thought she was going to say California. So anyway, thank you for calling in. Thank you guys for listening. And just this week, let the theme of the week be it belongs to you. Whatever it is. Whatever it is. I believe that God did not give us limits on our imagination for a reason. So if you can dream it, you can do it. And so dream it. Like claim it. Put it up somewhere. Write it down so you can see it. Habakkuk 2:2 tells us to write the vision and make it plain. Write it down and then do everything, live every single day backing into that vision that you have for your life, that vision that you believe that God gave you for your life. And this is how you will know. This is from the book of Sean, chapter 4, verse 11. This is how you will know that this is the vision. You know, the Bible tells us it's the people perish for a lack of vision, is that it won't be about you. It won't be about money. It won't be about fame. It won't be about you. You know, last week I had the honor of being interviewed by a media outlet, and a magazine wanted to do an article on me as a Black business leader. And I prefaced it with, I started my business to make an impact and to make my community better. So I don't want this to be a big spread about me. I want it to be a spread about the impact that we're making on the lives of those that we have the honor to work with and the honor to trust and that or to serve. I'm sorry. And so that's how you know it's purpose. That's how you know it's God-given vision because it's not about me. My corporate job and what I was doing then, I mean, it was preparation for here, but that was about me. That was about me chasing titles. That was about me chasing money. That was about me. When I decided to voluntarily resign from that because I knew that God had bigger plans for my life as far as how he wanted me to impact the earth. And when I decided to take that leap, not knowing if it would be a lucrative leap, not knowing if it would be a leap that it would end us up in the poorhouse and hungry and eating ramen and drinking Kool-Aid. I didn't know what was going to happen. But I will tell you where God guides, he definitely provides in every way, shape, and form. And that's not just monetarily. And so I'm super duper, duper, duper thankful for that. And so I hope that that inspires someone today to go out and just say it belongs to me and to take a calculated risk, a calculated risk. You know, we don't want to just be out here willy-nilly. We want calculated risk. We want God-led risk. We want God to guide us. It says the steps of a good man are ordered, so your steps are ordered. It says, or I know the plans I have for you, therefore you're good. You know, and so he knows and he has plans. And so trust his plan. All right, you guys, let's get back to the music. My guest comes on at 9 a.m. Talk to you again soon.
J.D. Davis Funeral Home, dedicated, dignified, and distinguished.
Shout out to DeAndrea for winning the Chick-fil-A gift card. Shout out to all of y'all for rocking with me. I meant everything that I said. You know, I know we in this name it and claim it thing, but you know, there's some truth to it. And then you got to work for it too. Because James, the book of James says faith without works is dead. So don't forget that part. Don't forget that part.
Anybody ever been there? It seems like you were doing
all right. This is one of my favorites.
You took 2 steps forward and you took 5 steps back.
I think that Todd Galbraith is so underrated.
God, you know, what in the world is going on?
In mainstream.
Sitting in my kitchen.
He is so dope.
And then these words came. I said,
so dope.
Lord,
so, has God been good to you?
You've been so good.
Has he been good to you? Has he been better than good? Have you had to declare that from a hard place where it didn't feel good, but you knew deep down that he good because you owe him your life. You know how many people didn't wake up this morning? We had so many murders in our city and across our country over the weekend. Oh, but God. A 7-year-old baby lost her life in Chicago. All my children are at home safe right now. God bless that family. But moments like that remind me that he's been so good to me. He didn't have to do it. And not to say that he caused her death. Let me get that right. Not to say that he caused her death at all. But he allowed it for whatever reasons we may never understand. And so I'm just thankful. None of us know the time nor the hour that we will take our last breath. So life is a gift. Unwrap it every single day with everything in you. Give it everything in you. Live every day. You know, people say, YOLO, you only live once. Actually, you only die once. So I'm going to live every single day that I have an opportunity to live. I'm going to live. And I encourage you to do the same. My special guest is joining me at 9 a.m. this morning, Central Standard Time. Entrepreneur and philanthropist Barbara McGinnis is calling in from Houston, Texas. I'm so excited for you guys to hear her and enjoying the music. I'm going to get on social media for a little while. If you want to stay rocking with me, you can listen on WGLBradio.com from anywhere in the world. You can also tune in via the TuneIn app, and if you're local to Milwaukee or near the Illinois border, you can tune in at FM 96.1 or AM 1560 to Southeast Wisconsin's only 24/7 gospel station. Look, that's my daughter Danny. I'm always posting her TikToks, and she end up with. my babies. Talk to you later. Bye.